The number one topic of the day: Mike Evans resigns in Tampa. He resigns with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He looks like he's going to resign with them, and it looks like he has a chance to end his career as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Before we get to your comments, let's take a look at some of the details from the Mike Evans resigning with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I heard you had the range gassed up. You was gonna go to Hopkins and pick up Mike Evans.
I did. I had the car ready.
Well, speaking of Mike Evans, that is exactly. It was reported that Mike Evans would hit the open market, and this is what Mike Evans' agent said. And
his agent played it well.
Mike wants to play with an elite quarterback in an offense that will showcase him and be paid like a top receiver. He doesn't want to play with a rookie quarterback. Winning a Super Bowl is a key priority. Fast forward to this morning, and Steve take tag board full.
Deal done.
Deal done with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2-year, $52 million deal.
Done.
35 guaranteed. He has a real chance to start and finish his career as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Tyvis, when you hear that, Mike Evans is off the board, was this already the foregone conclusion for you? Did you already believe that Mike Evans was going to go back to Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about this is, and I dealt with this when I was, well, I didn't personally deal with it, but my agent would talk about this. A lot of the times people will say as a player, like, tell the agent, just give me the most money. Give me where I can get paid the most. And it's been so many times that the agents go out there and they do the bag, right? And then when the agent come back like, hey, I got the Browns say they're going to give you $60 million, like what you want to do? The player will look at it and they'll go, not just the Browns, I'm just saying, just using them for an example. They will say, well, go ask Tampa Bay if they can give me 52 and I'll stay. Like, people don't really want to leave their situation, especially for a guy like Mike Evans. Like, Mike Evans spent his entire career there. There's not many receivers that can go out and say, hey, I spent my career on one spot. They love me here. I was able to just, bring a championship here, continue to compete at a high level. Like, a lot of players can't say that. So it's special for him to be able to stay there. So obviously, if Tampa Bay came anywhere close to what anybody else was going to give him, he was going to take that deal and stay. And I think with the odds that they had last year, they went to the playoffs with Baker Mayfield. Like, in his case, he could see themselves winning a Super Bowl. So I think that's why he stayed.
Yeah, listen, I mean, you take a look what he was able to put up. Let's get the stats ready. 79 receptions, 1,255 yards, 13 touchdowns. This is with Baker Mayfield. So, they made it to the second round of the playoffs. They had a really good game. It went down to the wire with the Detroit Lions. And so Mike Evans is looking at it like it's best of both worlds. I'm in Florida. It's warm. I'm a Southern boy. I don't have to be dealing with the taxes. I got a quarterback I think we can live and reel back in. And on top of it, we're going to get a situation where I got a quarterback that has been throwing me the rock. Like, so.
And he in a different situation. The difference between him and a lot of other wide receivers is he got a ring already. He got the ring. He got paid. Like, what? Why do I need to? Like, yeah, I want to still compete at a high level, and I still want to go to the Super Bowl. But if I don't, I got one already, so I'm good. My career is already solidified. So I feel like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and stay where it's warm. I ain't paying no taxes. They love me in Tampa. I'm one of the best receivers to come in Tampa. Like, why would I leave? So I think that ultimately played a part into why he decided to stay in Tampa Bay. And I don't blame him for doing such a thing because I would have did the same thing.
Now you got two guys off the board. I believe T. Higgins is definitely off the board for one reason. It's the Bengals. The Bengals and Browns have never completed a trade, I don't think, within the division. They don't get down like that. And listen, they said they may think about franchising them. There is no way you're going to give an opportunity to T. Higgins to come play you twice a year and prove that he's a number one receiver. So that's like two guys down. In your mind, who's the next guy up, Tyvis, in terms of, okay, those guys are the big names. Who's the next biggest name on the board? The biggest fit?
I mean, we went through this. It's you got Calvin Ridley, Mike Williams, Marquise Brown, and Gabe Davis. Like, those are like the names. But to be honest with you, all of those names is fine. If they get any of those names, that's cool. They're all playing. Yeah, it's not gonna jump off the board. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, we got such and such. Like, that's not the case.
It's like this with the Jordan. When the Jordan 2s come out, You
Now,
like,
see,
but
yeah,
they the clues though.
yeah, like
They not. They not.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, out of all those names, like, don't get Mike. If Mike Williams stay healthy, like, he is a big playmaker. Like, the dude make plays, and you could throw it up, and he gonna make something happen. Which is something that we don't have. You thought you had that with Cedric Tillman. You kind of had that with DPJ. So you'll get that with him. It's just a health thing. When healthy, he's really good. But that's like we got a quarterback that's already coming back from injury. We got a running back that's coming back from injury. We can't have a receiver coming back from injury as well. So like what is this, the redemption tour? So that's why it's like I'm kind of cool on that. Calvin Ridley, for him to be the number one last year in Jacksonville, I mean, he had a good season, but it wasn't nothing that like blew me away. Like the fact that Christian Kirk was that big of an impact. I thought once Christian Kirk went out, all right, this was Calvin Ridley to really get his money off. You gonna be the guy that they gonna look at. You still got to make plays, and he kind of got quiet. But to me, I think that when you look at a guy like Andrew Berry, he always does something that's just like, whoa, like what is it? Whoa. And I wouldn't be shocked if he trade for somebody. And I keep saying that the guy that I think they trade for, nobody gonna believe me. And it's gonna sound crazy, but the Stephon Diggs thing makes it just makes sense. Buffalo probably tired of the antics. He probably sick of Buffalo. I think that you could come to Cleveland. You know, you get Ken Dorsey back, who you had a really good year with last year. So like the playbook. I think it makes sense, but we'll see. I don't know I didn't look up the numbers. I don't know how the numbers will be. But listen, we know if they really want them, the Browns will make it work. So
you starting to think you know, Earl, I'm not gonna take credit for it. I'm gonna give Earl his flowers. He said a little something the other day when we was talking, and he said, look, if these big names is flying off the free agency list, and I'm looking around and I feel like this is a good receiver class, but the receiver class may be a little top heavy. If I ain't getting to Marvin Harrison, Worthy is already off the board. 4-2-1 himself is out of here. He wasn't getting them dudes. You're not getting none of them. You're not getting young Rome. You're not getting him. They may have some pokes that fall to him or something, but for me, the trade looks a lot more likely than it used to be.